Hi, welcome. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Hi. Excited for today? Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, let's get started. My name is Hana, and welcome to the Hana Files, where we talk about all things life from this realm and all the others. The first part of our podcast will always be me speaking a little bit about whatever our theme is, and then the remaining time of our podcast will be dedicated to you, asking your questions and getting feedback through cardology, which will be really, really exciting. So think about any questions that you may want to address, whether it's about our theme of the podcast or if it's something that's just really looming within you that you want to hear from. Okay, so let's start with a collective oracle card pull. This is something that if you're a moonflower, you know very well. This is definitely something that is in our wheelhouse each and every session, and we're using the Moonology deck, which has been with me since the onset of opening up Moonflower Reiki. So collective card pull, just to see what the energies are for the day for all of us. Let's see what comes through. There we go. New moon in Aries, it's time to take action. And although I have the download of what this card is, I always use the guidebook. Why? Why do I always use the guidebook in our sessions or even now? Because it is to ensure that each and every one of us know that we have our angel spirit guides that are always with us, always listening. And so when you get this regurgitation of what we talk about through the guidebook, it's like, oh my gosh, it's not just you and me here. It's not just us. There is more to this, okay? So it's time to take action. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a positive sign if there's something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but the hot fire of Aries is driving you toward success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Attuned to the moon. Don't even think about giving up. How beautifully profound that this is the card that we get on episode 1 of the Hana Files. And the theme of it is the ego death. Yes, a flame is lit. And even for today, I had to really go through all the different aspects of an ego death just to hit play today, just to come on the live, and I'll share more about that. But really beautiful that that's the card that came out. And for each and every one of you listening, where is that playing a role in your life? Where is there a new start? Where do you feel like, oh my gosh, I feel something new, but I do have a long way to go? I am going to follow up just with a cardology card. These are playing cards. We'll talk a little bit more about that because this is going to be a big aspect of our podcast go forward when we turn it over to you and have you join the live and ask your questions. We'll pull up your cardology card. We'll pull up your spread for the year and see how this helps you. Okay? So let's pull one more card. All right, we got the Six of Hearts, which is the beautiful karmic love card. Six is karmic, six is fated, and hearts are all about love. So with cardology, just so you're all aware, there's the birthday spread, okay? Birthday spread is right here, and each day has a corresponding card, okay? Then we have our life spread, and our life spread runs very similarly to our astrology spread. So just as there's a moon sign, a Mars sign, a Mercury sign, it's the exact same way in cardology. So you have been playing a hand your entire life without even realizing it. So we'll dig deep a little further on into that. But the hearts are on the quest for love. The clubs are on the quest for knowledge. The diamonds are on the quest for value and money, and the spades are on the quest for spirituality and health. So Six of Hearts, it's karmic love, it's fated love. That's what we're really calling in right now, okay? So in terms of what is the ego, our ego gets a bad rap, but really our ego really wanted to keep us safe. It really formulates between the ages of 5 and 9, and it takes all of that data, all that we have learned, all that we have really felt throughout those pivotal years, and it creates a roadmap for us. Our ego is never going to tell us that tomorrow is a good idea, okay? So it's always going to say, hey, remember what happened last time? I think it's safer over here. I don't know if you want to do that. And that's how we feel stuck, because we have so much that we want to do. We have so much that we want to change within our lives, but our ego is wanting to keep us safe, however, keeps us stuck. And I can really deep dive into personal testimony of this. Let's go back to COVID 2020. I had my Kundalini spiritual awakening, and I was working in corporate fashion. I was at Tory Burch at the time, overseeing all the stores for Canada. And with COVID and, a dark night of the soul, which is spiritual depression, I really needed to face my ego. I was looking in the mirror and I loved myself, but I didn't know who I was, because even prior to Tory Burch, I had 20 years of corporate fashion. The very onset of COVID, I was with DKNY with LVMH for 8 years. And so I was always traveling. I was doing what was expected of me. Get married, have kids, chase the job, get the bigger house, get the bigger role. And I was just constantly sleep living. I was just existing through life. So when I had that dark night of the soul with my spiritual awakening, and I looked at myself and I said, wow, I love myself, but who am I? That was really the first onset of the ego death, okay? So I realized that I was comfortable. I realized that I was really stuck in routine. I was stuck in, what the world had told me was success. And all of a sudden something broke within me. And it was through COVID. I suffered loss. I felt the heaviness of the betrayals that had happened in my life, whether it was through my marriage, through my friendships. And I realized that I was just quelling all of that betrayal. And I started to feel everything crumble and realizing that nothing made sense. This is what everyone told me success was supposed to be. The huge home, the family dynamic that looks picture perfect from the outside. Nothing was making sense. Why couldn't I feel fulfilled from what everyone was telling me was supposed to? And that's when I decided to stop performing. I decided, wow, I'm gonna let everything crumble, because it was gonna crumble anyway. I was just really holding on super tight. And I realized that through that unraveling, through me taking this beautiful ball of yarn and throwing it, I got to reweave it my way. Okay. Really, the butterfly effect, starting from the caterpillar into the metamorphosis. But what people forget to tell us is that when we're in the cocoon, we have to die in there. We need to turn to goo. We need to literally break apart so we can be rebuilt. So that ego, why we love children and the elderly, right? Is because children haven't formulated the ego as of yet, and the elderly have had so many ego deaths. And that gives us a taste of what freedom feels like when we're not controlling every single outcome, when we're not trying to fit societal norms, when we finally decide to break status quo. And just because something always worked doesn't mean it's supposed to continue. So through that awakening within me, through me letting my job disappear, my marriage disappear, my house disappear, I detached from everything. I sold my home. I was living Airbnb to Airbnb. I was starting to stack and like stockpile crystals. I was really tapping into divination. I was finding myself. And then I realized, wow, I have been helping people from the outside in for 20 years, and I wanted to help people from the inside out. And on that beautiful exploration, I found Reiki. And I had one Reiki session, and that session tapped into my soul in a way that nothing else had. And so I ended up opening up Moonflower Reiki in the Junction close to Hyde Park in 2022. I had quit my job. I didn't have a single client. I had lost almost everyone in my life, family, friends. I didn't have many people left. I had a chosen few, and I'm still so thankful for that. And I opened up Moonflower Reiki without a single client. And I had to trust that ego death, that tap into my soul, that touching into me, that it was going to work out, that I had to trust that just because it wasn't what society had set up for me, that didn't mean I couldn't win. That if I bet on myself, the right people would find me. And through Moonflower Reiki and opening up, I was really able to achieve such healing within myself, that my ego was removed, that I didn't need to fake it anymore. I didn't need to wear a mask anymore. I didn't need to pretend that my life was glorious externally while feeling the longing and the sadness internally. And that's why Moonflowers, with this podcast, I really want you to tap in. Where in your world are you feeling just comfortable? Where are you feeling that something is broken? Whether you have betrayal that you haven't dealt with, failures that is like keeping you stuck, shame that has held you hostage for far too long. Where are you feeling that just nothing makes sense? Where are you feeling a call to stop performing? That you realize that you need to stop sleep living, stop existing, and start living from your soul. Our soul has the roadmap, and it's had it long before our ego got in the way, keeping us safe, still grateful that the ego exists, but realizing that we've been stuck for far too long. Okay? So when we're thinking of the astrological transits that are happening right now, we have Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. It wants us to dive deep into the emotions. But remember, Cancer is hard shell, right? Soft center, loves to hermit, right? With Mercury retrograde, we have been called to rip open all that we haven't been paying attention to recently. And it's felt really deep, really transformative, but really painful at times. This is ending this week. We've also had the nodes in Virgo and Pisces for 18 months, since January 2025. This has been calling all of us, no matter where it is in our charts, to release scalpel-like precision, control, perfectionism, because Virgo was in the South Node, what we're releasing, and has been calling us to trust the dreaminess of the Piscean energy, that just because we haven't seen the fruits of our labor doesn't mean we haven't planted the seeds, and that our job is to not dig up to see if it's taken root, but to trust that inner knowing that it has. And on July 26th, the nodes change. They change into Leo and Aquarius. So anyone who has Leo and Aquarius predominantly in their chart, or where Leo and Aquarius sits in your chart, that's where you will be going through a transformation for the next 18 months. And Leo in the South Node, it is releasing the me. It is releasing the ego. It is killing the ego death. We are all going to be called to rip off the mask and say, what is my soul calling me to do in the Aquarian archetype, which is status quo, help the collective. I know I'm meant to be here to serve in some way, shape, or form. And how are we going to not let our ego that has been keeping us safe, keeping us comfortable, keeping us in a lack from fulfillment, remove ourselves from that energy once and for all? And that's going to be in the next 18 months. So for each and every one of us, take a moment today. Take a moment to really journal. Where has my ego been keeping me stuck? Where have I felt a longing for an ego death? How can I remember myself before my ego formulated between 5 and 9? And if I can't remember, how can I tap in, whether it's to children or the elderly whose egos haven't formulated or have already died, and tap into their ancient wisdom so that you too can definitely have the life you incarnated to live, okay? So with Moonflower Reiki, me not having a single client, I had to trust myself. Today, oh my gosh, just to jump on this live, it's the same feeling when you're gonna host a meeting, when you're going into a job interview, when you have to say a speech at someone's wedding. It's that same feeling. The ego's like, oh no, remember what tried to keep you safe? I don't know if it's gonna go well. And you get nervous and you want to just say, forget it. I don't want to do it. No, it's okay. Get someone else. But you have a longing, your soul calling. If I can do this, so can you. If I can open up Moonflower Reiki, you can start your thing. If I can kill my life in terms of the ego's way, so can you. The house isn't that important. The marriage, if you're not feeling fulfilled, please, you're doing yourself a disservice. I literally heard last week that 80% of marriages are suffering. 80% of people live like roommates in their home. 80% don't feel fulfilled. Only 20% are doing the work to actively mend the relationship or get out. So that tells you right then and there that the ego is playing a major role. Even if you think, oh no, I don't have an ego. My ego, no, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what's still keeping you stuck, what's still keeping you isolated, what's still keeping you alone. You have to bet on yourself. You have to choose yourself. Each and every day, it's so important that you tap in and you say, how is this life for me? How is life trying to initiate me? How do I realize that life is happening for me, not to me? Okay? So, with that being said, I want you to just take a moment and I want you to think about what's going on in your world, how I can support you here and now on this live, how I can pull up your cardology for the year and see what's going on and see if I can assist you, whether it's in your career, whether you feel like, wow, I feel like maybe I need a switch, or I've made this switch. I felt my ego die. I haven't seen the benefits yet. I haven't seen the fruits of it all come to life in this realm yet. Maybe we can look at your cards and see where that's coming. We can see, hey, what's going on in my family life? What's going on there? What's that looking like? How's my relationships? Why can't I get this relationship off the ground? I have done so many different things and I still can't get this to work. What is coming up in your life? Where has your ego needed to die in order for you to truly live? And remember, when you become the butterfly, it's not that you think that you're better than everyone else. You don't. You too have been the caterpillar. It's just you have wings now. You can fly. So it feels uncomfortable at times when you have done this metamorphosis, when you have put in that smart work and dedication, and the people around you are still living in comfort, still living in fear, that you need to give them the opportunity to go through their transformation. Okay? So, who wants to join me? Who wants to come on the live today? Who wants to ask a question, whether it is regarding their self, their career, their relationships? I see Neri wants to come on. Neri, for career, you want to join on? How do we get you to join? Let's see. Go live. Are able to tackle in and join.
I'm here right now.
Welcome to the Hana Files. Let's see what's going on with you. How can I assist you? What's going on in your world?
I think obviously we've been doing a lot of work on Reiki, but I think the piece that I know I'm stuck in is really career. This last month I've been traveling and doing some things and not as focused as I've been on the career piece or kind of like on the personal piece. But I know that this is the time for me to really understand if I'm doing the right thing with the entrepreneurship and moving that forward, or if, I had given myself a year, so we're coming close to that year. And, should I stay the path or kind of start looking to get back into corporate or what that looks like? So I'm feeling a little stuck in that area.
Yeah, and this is when the ego's coming back to play, right? When you see nothing working, when everything is falling apart, when you're like, oh my God, maybe I do need to go back into corporate. This is that ultimate test. Can I have your birthday?
9/17/81.
All right, so you are 7 of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Let's pull up your year and see what you're going through, okay?
Okay, and I'm parking.
You park away. So the 7 of clubs, remember, sevens are spiritual and clubs is knowledge. So you are all about spiritual knowledge. What you think you create. That's why you have to be very mindful, because what you think you create. So when you start to have those seeds of doubt, when you start to have that ego come out to play, that's where you can really create your reality, okay? So for your year, you just hit your your Uranus period. And so that started on June 5th and it will go into July 27th. Okay. The Neptune period, I always suggest don't make any sort of changes in your Neptune period. Saturn is the planet that will stab you in the front. Okay. You didn't do this. What is wrong with you? How could you do this? Neptune is the one that will stab you in the back. Neptune is the one that you don't see coming because Neptune is the planet of illusion and disillusion. So you can't really see clearly when you have Neptune coming up. It's not a place for you that you can make any strong decisions one way, shape, or form. And you're going to be hitting that on July 27th up until your birthday, because for your year, your cards run for 52-day periods. Okay. So in the Neptune period, you have the Ace of Diamonds, which is me. I am here for you in Neptune. And this period encourages travel and a desire to make money through traveling. But the caution, as it says here, Neptune's illusionary influence. So be sure that communications are clear. Also, question your own motives and desires because they will make you fall prey to deception along these lines. So already you're feeling this Neptunian energy playing tricks with you, saying like, oh my God, is this really working out? Did I really make a good idea? Wasn't it so much easier when I just had a secure paycheck and like it was just coming in? So you're starting to see that play in real time through the cards. Okay. I'm just going to pull up starting on your birthday. Yeah, this is a year coming up for you that you are going to be making some shifts, but they're going to be good ones. It's self-mastery of your mind, and that the more that you give out in your career, the more that you're going to be able to receive. So whether or not you start doing something like I am with a podcast, that you're giving information, that you're doing free little mini seminars to really buy in, that you're starting to book little like rooms, whether it's at your like local like YMCA, and you're connecting with like-minded people, starting a founders group. Like there's something that's here for you in the upcoming year, that the more that you give into helping people without thinking about money, the more money is going to be drawn for you. The more you start thinking about money, the more that you're going to feel that tightness. Is that making sense?
100%.
Yeah. So for this, you are a Virgo, my love. We're in final exam season. Have you released that scalpel-like precision and control? We have 5 more days of this heavy energy. So cry, breathe, grieve, release. This is a very heavy time for anyone who has that Virgo Pisces predominantly. Okay? But don't quit. Don't give up. Be so proud of yourself. It's just also when you had said, I'm realizing that I'm not focusing as much because maybe you're happier in other areas. Maybe you're starting to realize that like, wow, like I am more than my career. And maybe that is also playing a little bit of a role too.
It absolutely is.
Okay, I hope this was helpful for you.
Good. Thank you. So
My
good.
absolute pleasure. Bye. All right. Let's see how we remove you from the live. If you can't remove yourself,
It's not
I'm
giving me
having a hard time trying to get you off of here. I don't think I can. I think you need to hang up.
Okay, let me see what lets me. If anything, I'll come back. Keep going.
All right. Come rejoin. All right. Beautiful. Who else wants to come on? All right. I see Nicole waving. Nicole, do you have a question that you'd like to join on? I have Catherine. She's in art. Okay, let's see. Just invited Nicole. Let's see if we can get her on here. Oh, she can't come. There we go. Okay. Huh, just saying hi. Okay, no worries. Let's try with Candace. Hey,
Hello.
welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
So good. How are you?
Amazing. What can I help you with?
I would love to know more about relationship dynamics. Kind of like where they are, what's going on, some shifts that might be taking place.
Okay, what's kind of your relationship looking? First of all, when's your birthday?
November 5th,
And then year?
1994.
Oh, two of diamonds. All right. So, I mean, you are in a really good setup right now. You're displacing the Queen of Hearts. So with that Queen of Hearts, that really is the card of love, and like that, you're taking on more romantic and pleasures. That you are really also teaching people the element of love and where they might be lacking love in their life. So you might have been a teacher for somebody this year, and that could be definitely something that could be playing a role up until your birthday. So you might not be like definitely feeling like a relationship love. It could happen, but you're definitely feeling the effects of being the teacher.
Ooh, I like that. So like just tapping into the depth of the heart and tapping into like what love means on all levels.
I think you're really telling people what's good. Like, I think that you might be a little bit more like, hey, you think you're in love, you're not. You think that you're doing this for love, you're not. Like, I think that you are really being a way shower this year for the people in your lives.
Ooh, okay, I like that. I can keep doing that. That's for sure. But it's funny because you don't always realize what you're doing, but then you speak it and you're like, okay, maybe I actually have been doing that.
Yeah, and it really is like a life of self, because going even into your next year, looking at it like around Christmas seems like a little bit of a lovey-dovey time. So maybe there'll be a mistletoe or two for you to kiss under.
I
Um,
mean,
but
I'll take that. I'll take that.
but what the cards really look like is that it really looks like it's diving in more into like you playing a little bit more, you having fun, you dating. Like, I don't know if there's going to be like a 100% commitment in this next year, but you're going to definitely be telling people what's good, what you deserve, and it's more about your self mastery. So I think killing your ego is more about like, hey, I can be seen. I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to love.
Ooh, I like that. So like trusting myself, trusting that I do understand what I'm looking for in love and what love like means and feels like, and just being honest with people.
That's all we can do, girl. We just need to be honest, transparent from our soul to others. We can't control how people receive us, but we need to stay true to us. And that's the difference. I hope
I
this
love that.
helps.
It does help. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see who's next. I have Vula here. Vula, you want to join the line? I've invited you. Hi, Vula. Welcome.
Hi. So I love your theme about ego death. And
Thank you so
so,
much. And just when you think that you've only lost it once, there's so many layers. I'm going through another one right now. Just when I
well,
thought I have killed probably at least a dozen.
I feel like that's where I'm at. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's another layer. There's another layer. And I feel like I forgot the name of the first person that came on to ask some questions.
I'm
It's like,
Nettie.
yeah. So it's like, okay. So I thought I'm going this direction. And now I thought I killed the one part of me for like the 18th time. And I feel like I'm at that crossroad again. And so I don't know if I need to keep going or
And is this
pause and do some
regarding
more.
career?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, let me just pull you up here. All right, Scorpio, when's your full birthday?
November 7th. Are all the Scorpios on this morning?
I just saw you wrote Scorpio in the comments. What year?
1980.
Scorpios are never afraid to dive deep. All right, King of Clubs, the king of knowledge and wisdom. Let's see where you're at. Oh, well, you're in your Saturn period, sweetheart. It's a hard time for you. You started that June 4th, and you will be clearing that July 26th. You have 5 more days of this
5 more
period,
days?
and it's going to feel like an instant release. Like you're going to go to sleep on the 25th thinking that your life is over, and then you're going to wake up on the 26th saying, like, I got to get out there. Okay, because after your Saturn period, you enter your Uranus period. So it's just like all of a sudden, like there's like a spark. But you're in your 8 of Hearts Saturn period. The 8 of Hearts is a beautiful card. It's like the Playboy Playgirl card. It's the card that like wants to get exposed, wants to be seen, wants to make connection. And for you, having this in Saturn means all of a sudden there's a fear of being exposed. There's a fear of being seen. All of these things like, oh my God, what if nobody likes me? What if it's not working out? I'm not getting bites. Like people aren't coming to me. I thought that I wanted to be this way. People are misunderstanding me. All of these things can really be playing. And it's really your emotions and relationships that are really the driving force of this. Okay. And what is really beautiful about this, though, is that an 8 is a protected number. Okay. So you are protected from this. So, yes, you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing with my career. I'm not sure. I'm not getting the bites. Maybe people don't like see my vision. Maybe come the 26th, you enter your 6 of clubs in Uranus, and think of Lauryn Hill. Okay, Lauryn Hill is the 6 of clubs. Think of the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, her album back in like 1997, 98. She's still doing tours off of one album for 25 years. So the thoughts, the words that you're going to want to come out in these next 52 days, they're going to be cosmic. They're going to be from the soul. And yes, your ego is going to die, because what you need to do is that you need to get over your hump of being seen. You have a visibility wound, and that's what you need to work on. So maybe it's going on lives. Maybe it is, going and speaking to people in person. But you need to get over this hump that you have to start saying to yourself, I love being seen. I want to be popular. I have so much wisdom. You're going to have to start really utilizing these affirmations, because the visibility wound is really showing right now in your Saturn period. And it's going to be in 5 days. How you get over that ego death is through the visibility wound.
Okay. Well, I came on camera today. That's a big step.
That huge step. I'm shocked you agreed. But is this resonating for you?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah. And the visibility piece, like, it's every day. How do I keep putting myself out there and overcoming that fear? Because I feel like my dreams are on the other side of fear. So
100%, you know it. And your secondary card in this period is the 3 of diamonds. And so any 3, when we're thinking numerology, 3 is creative, but 3 is also just 3 legs of a 4-leg table. Okay. So you always feel unstable. And a diamond is all about value and money. So you feel unstable about money. The only way you're going to be able to feel stability with this 3 in Saturn is that you need to grow your 4th leg. And the only way to grow that 4th leg is through creativity. So you have to stay creative. You need to stay mentally strong and not worry about money, because it's creating all of this fear.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. I know how to do this now, but
I think you might have to get off and rejoin.
okay, bye.
All right, beautiful. I think we have time for 1 or 2 more. Anyone else want to join? Go. I see Curvy Rebellion Boutique. Invited you another Scorpio on here too. Want to join? Ask a question? Okay. All right, let's see.
Can I hide my face?
You can hide. You're okay.
It is not.
But you're joining. That's good. Be
Yeah, I'm
proud of
trying.
yourself that you're putting yourself out there just like me,
I'm
right?
trying. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on?
I don't know. Just any guidance on life in general.
How did you find the ego death portion? How did it resonate with you?
I think, yeah, it's 100% on point about everything. I think you need to do that to get to the next level.
Absolutely. And you've experienced that? Have you felt like
Yes.
sometimes comfort has been hindering?
Yes, 100%.
All right, Romina, let's see. What's your birthday?
October 8th, 86.
All right. Okay. Ace of Diamonds like me.
Mm-hmm.
So let me also speak about the Ace of Diamonds a little bit. The Ace of Diamonds is the new beginnings of value and money. And because I've spoke to a couple people here who are building a brand, you need to keep an Ace of Diamonds card with you in your window of your business, in your wallet, even if you are not an Ace of Diamonds, because we bring clients. It's new beginnings. But we also have to be mindful because we will create our reality. So what we say will happen. So if we constantly talk about how things are not working, they will continue to not work. So even with me, sometimes I'll have weeks I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What? And then I have to check myself. I'm like, oh my God, I'm creating this around me. I need to reset. And I literally will write myself a letter about how everything's working out, and I'll start to reframe and things start to join in. Okay? But for you specifically, what are you wanting to see? What's something important for you, an aspect of your life that you want some insight on through the cards?
Just what I'm doing with my life, career, trying to everything. I don't know how to narrow it down. I guess we'll go with career or just leveling up in any way. Things aren't
Okay.
great right now.
Okay. Yeah. No. Thanks for the vulnerable share. You are in your Jack of Diamonds Uranus period. So with Jack of Diamonds, think the USA. Okay.
Okay.
That is the Jack of Diamonds. Nobody sells the dream like America.
Mm,
Now, is it the dream that we want? That's subjective, but they are a seller, right? They're the ones that have the leather jacket, the watches inside. So you have that energy right now that can be helpful for you. Okay.
okay.
But you also have to understand that if you have anybody who's a Jack of Diamonds or a Diamonds man in your life, they can be a little shady right now. And so you just have to be mindful. I don't know if you have a partner or if there's someone that you're talking to. If you know their birthday, I can find out what their card is for you.
November 1st.
November 1st? Yeah, Diamonds man, Six of Diamonds.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's annoying you right now.
Hmm.
That's definitely they're acting strange, leaving you feeling uncertain about their intentions. Is that
Mm-hmm.
kind of coming up for you?
Kinda.
Yeah. So definitely, I would just kind of focus a little bit more on how you can utilize this energy towards yourself and not put too much energy into this person right now,
Okay.
because you're feeling down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
it plays with you and you're not able to get out of your hump because you're putting your good energy to somebody who's acting a little strange and you're not utilizing that energy for yourself.
Okay.
Okay. And then are you thinking about moving?
Kind of, when I can get a job, yeah, and get
Um,
out of here.
yeah, because there is an opportunity to like move, maybe for work. So have you
Okay.
opened up or expanded your realm to kind of look outside of the area of like moving in order for career?
No, I haven't.
So that could be something starting August 17th, that could something be looming for you to think about. But
Okay.
again, remember it's your Neptune period, so it's not, don't make any firm decision, but this could be something that you're dreaming about
Okay.
upcoming.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Um, and then, but starting next year, starting specifically like, and by the end of December, you're going to be entering in your Queen of Diamonds and King of Diamonds period. It's going to feel a lot better for you monetarily.
The end of next year?
No, the end of this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by the end of this year, like really the end of December going into next year, you have the Queen of Diamonds and King of Diamonds. So the Queen of Money and the King of Money. King of Money literally sitting in your Jupiter period, which is expansion, and it's one of the best money cards possible. Especially if you're in a leadership position. So you're going to look for huge returns during that time.
Okay, awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
my love. Have a
All right.
beautiful day. Thanks
You
for
too.
joining.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we can take one more question. Let's see. Lodge soy candles. Hi, my name's
Hi,
Hana. You?
Angela.
Angela, nice to speak with you. How can I help?
Um, I did, I'm interested. I'm very well versed in numerology and all that, but don't know much about cardology. And so just, yeah, wanted some information in regards to relationships.
Beautiful. What's your birthday?
August 12th, 64.
All right, Leo Goddess, you're going to be entering those nodes on the 26th.
Yay.
Hey, I'll be in that energetic prison with you. I'm an Aquarius rising, so we'll be there together.
Okay.
So August 12th, 1964, you're the Five of Diamonds.
Okay.
Who's a Five of Diamonds? Rihanna is a Five of Diamonds.
Okay.
That's a good energy, just to kind of think billionaire energy coming from that. But the Five of Diamonds is the up and down. And then, sorry, just want to pull up your year. And that's for your year. And then you being the 12th of August. Sorry, there's little crap out going on here. Just want to pull you up. It keeps on taking you away. I'm not really surprised with Mercury retrograde.
And there's a big thunderstorm happening here right now too, so.
Yeah, so that's your year. You're displacing the Five of Diamonds, but your actual sun card is the Ace of Diamonds, just like me. So we're card mates. So again, also Romana was an Ace of Diamonds. So we are new beginnings of money and value. And our life, this life is to really focus on our worth. And that we have a worthiness wound, even though we don't have anybody that we actually care about, but we have this internal wound within us. Like, are we enough? Are we doing enough that we don't get to really enjoy a lot of the fruits of our labor because we're constantly thinking like, oh my God, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? And like, we're trying to heal this wound within us. However, we don't really pay attention to the other people. Like maybe they'll finally see us, like specific people. It's more of like this mirage that we kind of live with, right?
Yes.
And the other thing about Ace of Diamonds is that it's very hard for us to have love and money at the same time. Either love's going really well and we're broke, or we're loaded and no guys working out. And so, that's what's up and down because we have a 5 of hearts in Venus, and 5 of hearts, 5 is change and love, and that's sitting in our Venus position. So it's really change and love. So we're not necessarily feeling fulfilled. We can have a comfortable life with somebody, but if we're going after that love, everything's shot. So are you in a relationship now?
Oh no, haven't been in a long time.
Okay, got it. So you're running that Ace of Diamonds life beautifully. But you are in your Neptune period, and so you have the 8 of Hearts sitting right now in that period, which is that playboy, playgirl that you're wanting to have dreams regarding relationships. Those might be like really coming up, but again, it's a fever dream right now. So I just want to see what it looks like starting in August when you're in your Mercury period. Yeah, like love this year doesn't seem to be a really highlighted theme in your upcoming year. It really is more about networking and building community and wanting to actually be seen. You have the 10 of Diamonds and Mercury, so you have a lot that you want to kind of show through. But you have the Queen of Hearts in Mars, and Mars rules aggression and action. So there could be like aggressive sexual energy that kind of goes on during this period, and social like charm that kind of happens through that. But it's not something that's going to feel long standing. It's just going to feel supercharged for you. But it doesn't feel like it's more about this year looking in terms of love. It's more about personal boundaries. And really putting those boundaries and not taking on other people's energy as your own, and releasing the need to save people. That's what it's looking like through this cards, is that like releasing that savior energy. And I'm a recovering savior complex. Like I'm really focusing on that. And so that's judge-free zone, but that's what your cards are kind of looking like. Like you have to say like, hey, I hear you, but I don't need to help you.
Yeah.
I hope this helps.
Oh, for sure. That's spot on.
Beautiful. So definitely listen a little bit more. We're going to be doing these monthly, and definitely learn more about cardology when you're ready.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
All right, thanks everyone who joined today for the live, whether or not you actually came on camera, asked a question. We value you here at Moonflower Reiki. With the Hana files, it was really built with the wherewithal that we just wanted to be seen. I wanted to be seen. I wanted my vulnerabilities to show, because I also wanted to show you, why not you? That you're so capable, that you need to bet on yourself, that our ego can only hold us hostage as long as we don't allow it to be all that we are. That we have to know that on the other side of fear is success. That we need to know that fear acronym, right? Face everything and rise. That we need to start doing a self-check. Where am I too comfortable? Where do I feel that people are betraying me and I'm letting it happen? Where am I feeling that loss? Where do I feel like nothing is making sense? And where do I feel the need to stop performing? And so if any one of those questions from other people helped you, whether you got an inkling like, hey, what is cardology? Let me learn about it. We're always here, always open to help you alongside that. Excited for episode 2. Episode 1 is now complete. Thanks each and every one of you for joining the Hana Files. Again, my name's Hana. You can find us at Moonflower Reiki. And I love you. Bye for now. See you.